How are y'all doing? My Pokemon Monster Hedgehogs and Creation Performers and the Powerpunk Gamer here. And I saw you like a week ago. And my hair looked different, my arm looked different. I'll get to that after this video. I will address it in another little update video that I'm gonna do. But for this video, we are going to concentrate on one thing. As you guys know by the title, this is my plea slash get your act together to Nintendo. Now, ever since I got my Xbox One, I don't consider myself a Nintendo fanboy. Like, I was, but after seeing what the other consoles have to offer, I do think that, you know, they have some competition. Not so much in Sony, because I hate the OS and I hate the controller, but more of Xbox. The controller is probably the best controller I've ever held. Very nice, very silky smooth, very great design, and the OS and the games for it aren't bad either. And so we are coming to today's topic. So if you guys don't know, one, the PS4 Pro is releasing later this year in November, I'm pretty sure. Xbox One Scorpio is releasing holiday 2017, and the NX, codename NX, Nintendo's supposed saving grace, is coming out March 2017. And you want to know how I remembered about it? Because Nintendo tweeted about it recently, and I follow Bill Trinan, and he retweeted that thing. I'm gonna be honest, ever since I saw the Sonic the Hedgehog 25th anniversary livestream back during Comic-Con, I forgot about the NX. Now, like I said, I don't consider myself a Nintendo fanboy, but I still love Nintendo more than its competitors. So, the fact that I forgot about the NX for that was in June, so July, August, we're almost near the end of September, 3 months, is sad. And what else is sad is the fact that it's coming out October, November, December, January, February, March. It's coming out in 6 months, and we know practically nothing, we know nothing that has been confirmed about it other than one single title, 2 single titles, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and whatever Project Sonic 2017 is. But we basically have absolutely no information, concrete information about this system, except for a bunch of rumors. And some new rumors were released recently. I'm not going to cover them, but I'll only cover the ones that actually help me make my points. So, Nintendo, this is my plea to you, as well as get your act together with the NX. Because I really don't want to see it take the path of the Wii U. Now, don't get me wrong, the Wii U isn't a bad console overall. It was just a disappointing console. I do not own a Wii U personally myself. For this console generation, I went with the Xbox One, as you guys all know. I have not owned a Wii U at all. I have played on one before, and it's a good experience. The menu is fine. I have big hands, so the gamepad is actually fairly easy to hold. Nice, it fits nicely in the hands, has very contoured design. That's all well said and good. But the Wii U has no third-party support. If you ever go to Target, Walmart, GameStop, really anywhere, on the Wii U, you're mostly gonna see A, Nintendo Select titles, B, Splatoon, if that is not a Nintendo Select title, Mario Maker, Smash Bros. Again, these are just, I'm assuming they aren't Nintendo Select titles, but Mario Maker, Splatoon, Smash Bros. And some random assorted ones, Yoshi's Woolly World, I don't know. All you're really gonna see are first-party titles. And that's because since 2013/2014, nobody wants to make a game on the Wii U. The only people that want to make a game on the Wii U is Nintendo themselves. Ever since 2014, practically every third-party developer, except for the LEGO games, has made it exclusively on 3DS, Xbox One, and PS4. Maybe Xbox 360 and PS3. But practically no games come out for the Wii U because not any third-party developer wants to program for it. It's hard. Now, I'm no software engineer, I'm no hardware engineer, but you have a second screen in your hand. Now, what Nintendo wanted with the Wii U screen was to be able to use the screen alongside the game. And for games like Super Mario Maker, where you create your Mario level on the Wii U gamepad, that really works. For games like Super Mario 3D World, Super Mario Bros. U, Smash Bros., and I'm not sure about Splatoon, I never actually played that game. But Super Smash Bros. For sure. Not Mario Maker, but New Super Mario Bros. U, Super Mario 3D World. Nobody wants to play it with that. People do not want to use a tiny screen in their hands. Now, I get it, they're trying to go what, tablets do. But the thing with tablet gaming is that it's restricted to that little screen. Video games and console gaming is not restricted to a tiny screen. If you have a big flat screen TV in your house, you are plugging your console into the TV and you are playing on the TV, not in your hands. Your hands do motions. You don't look at your hands while they do motions. You look at the TV while your hands do the motions for you through muscle memory. One of the big reasons the Wii U failed was its marketing campaign. People had absolutely no idea what the Wii U was. I was talking to my friend once, and well, he isn't a very, he's actually a little older friend. He's, he doesn't really play too many video games all that much, but he knew what a Wii was. He owns a Wii, he played a Wii, he played Wii games on the Wii, not just the GameCube games. And he asked me what a Wii U was, if it was like an add-on to the Wii, or if it was a separate console. That is sad, Nintendo. The fact that people had absolutely no idea if the Wii U was just another home console or like an add-on to the Wii was sad. And why do I reopen these old wounds? I'll tell you, it's because of those new rumors about the NX. Wii U had a horrendous marketing campaign. The NX has practically none. We are 6 months away from the release of Nintendo's flagship home console for this next generation, and we know next to nothing about it, nothing concrete, for sure, established by Nintendo about the console. Get it together. And now let's talk about those rumors and what they're implying for the NX. Because it's a doozy. So over the however many couple of months, we have heard a ton of rumors, starting with Eurogamer talking about it, about the NX being a hybrid console in which you can take it on the go and then dock it at your house and play on your TV. Well, as the months went on, that rumor has become more and more apparent. More and more people talking about the rumors are starting to say it's going to be a hybrid console, which you can take on the go when you're in the car, trying to avoid awkward conversations with the parents, and then play at your house and dock it at your house and play on your TV, also when you're trying to avoid awkward conversations with your parents. And people are wondering, if you've ever seen the 3DS, you will know that its graphics card isn't the greatest. It is definitely good, don't get me wrong. It looks good, but it has jaggedy pixels, and you can definitely see the pixel count on there. It's nowhere near 720p. Well, Nintendo plans on fixing that because the latest rumor suggests that the Nintendo NX portable version is going to have a 720p resolution with a 5 to 6 inch little phone touchscreen, not touchscreen, but little phone module that you can use. So it'll be like a standard sized phone, like this thing, maybe a little bit bigger though. It'll output a 720p resolution. Now that's not surprising. For a handheld that's a gaming console, I'm not entirely mad. The PS Vita, it has good graphics, but nobody owns a PS Vita, let's be honest. And the 3DS, while being the most popular portable handheld system, is not very high quality. And you know, I really can't complain. My old phone was a Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini. In fact, I have it right here. It was this big, it was tiny, and it only put out a max of 480p according to YouTube, but it got the job done, and unless you looked like super close, you couldn't see the pixels. It seemed like an HD, regular HD display. And that display was something I could get down with. It was a fine display for its size, for its hardware. That was a fine display. But this thing, the Samsung Galaxy S7, this has a 5.5-inch display, has a really good chip in, I'm pretty sure Snapdragon 821, and outputs 1440 pixels. So it outputs Quad HD and can record in 4K. But I have seen some budget phones that do go for, pretty cheaper, a lot cheaper than that. That was like $600, $700. The phones go for usually 100 to 300 point, and they put out 720p. People are okay with them. They are nice phones for how much they're worth. So I'm not entirely mad about the portable NX having only a 720p resolution. I am a little mad about that, considering my phone. Granted, it's a lot more than an NX, but it puts out Quad HD. I mean, if they could have somehow up-resed it to like 1080p, it would have been better, but I'm not losing sleep over the fact that the NX is only 720p. And the other rumor about that only being 720p is that they're going to, the dock itself that you can plug into your TV can also be taken portably with you if you want to up-res the quality of the NX from 720p to 1080p. So basically, for more pro gamers, you can take a little extra dock thingy with you, plug it into your NX while you're in the car, and tap Joy away in a more high-res resolution. And that's fine and all, I can get down with that. I'm okay with attaching a little extra thingy to my phone, to really any portable device, if it means the experience will be more enjoyable. I don't go nuts about having wires and adapters everywhere on things. I am a huge fan of wires and adapters everywhere on everything. I am down with it. I'm okay. I really don't care. But this new rumor suggests that even when plugged in to a digital TV, a flat screen TV, a big TV, it can't output even as much as the regular base model PS4 and the regular base model Xbox One. I don't know the exact qualifications of either of the two consoles, but most games that I know that are played on them run at about 1080p. So when you're actually playing, I don't think it'll make too much of a difference. But if you've ever viewed a 4K video on a 1080p TV, you do see a difference. It's not very apparent in the graphics quality. It's more of other things like that are huge to a pro photographer. Like the lighting effects are nicer. The image quality is just a tiny bit sharper. The fog effects are better, really. Literally everything graphically is just enhanced to a certain degree, even though the max output is only 1080p. Everything graphically in that 1080p display is graphically enhanced somehow. But what it's saying is because the PS4 and Xbox, so what I'm saying is because the Xbox One and PS4 can put out more than 1080p, when you play on your Xbox One or on your PS4 on a 1080p TV, you still get a better image quality or better video quality, whatever you want to call it. You get better quality, period, graphics than you would on a system running max 1080p. And the NX is going to run max 1080p. So I'm just begging Nintendo, please do not do this. Please upgrade your hardware. Please, if not 4K, look, I'm not even asking for 4K. The PS4 Pro, the Xbox One S, which is already out, and the PS4 Pro, which will be out in 2 months, Well, the Xbox One S and PS4 Pro will both put out 4K video. The Xbox One S already does. The Project Scorpio will put out 4K video. What will not put out 4K video is the NX. And trust me, hardware in this day and age does mean something. For the past however long since the N64, good old N64, has Nintendo lost to the other consoles because of hardware limitations. The N64 was more powerful than any other video game console in the market, but the reason it fell was because the other two major gaming consoles, the Sega Saturn and the PS1, both supported optical CD playing, whereas the N64 was still on a more ancient technology with cartridges. Cartridges were A, a lot more expensive to make, and B, a lot more expensive to purchase, C, a lot more expensive to build upon, and D, people just really didn't want to use a more limited software. Look, you can't pack as much software into a cartridge, an N64 cartridge, than you can a CD or a DVD. So that is why the PS1 was doing a lot better than the N64 at the time. The GameCube. Now this is almost a software kind of thing. The GameCube, the controller is great, the design is questionable, but still functioning. The problem with the GameCube was A, it didn't support online multiplayer like PS2 and Xbox, but B, Nintendo finally decided to go with the disc format. However, they had smaller discs, allowing for less space for programmers to put in, allowing for more work to have to be put in to compress it to that size. Look, if you look at a video game that you download off of the Windows Store on an Xbox, it's usually about 15 gigs. I'm gonna average it out and say a normal game on the Xbox One is about 15 gigs. If you look at something that's on a Wii U, it's max like 3 or 4 gigs. People have to compress files. Sometimes even get rid of files, that way they can code a game for the Nintendo software. Now the Wii shouldn't really count. The Wii sold very well, but it's more because A, it looked better than the GameCube, that's for sure. It looked like something you would want to have in your house. It looked small and very portable, and it was definitely portable. It was very light, very easy to pack into a bag and carry everywhere. It was shiny and looked like it belonged on your little shelf under your TV. And the controllers were not some weird thing that you would hold. They also looked like something that belonged in your house, a remote for your TV, for your DVD player. If you had a little remote stand or like a remote lineup near your TV, you could easily place Wiimotes next to your TV or Blu-ray player or whatever you had, remotes, and they wouldn't really stick out too much other than the design, but they actually looked like remotes, so they belonged in your house. That and that fancy new motion control waggle technology. And now we get to the second last bunch. PS4, Xbox One, and Wii U. PS4 and Xbox One did better than the Wii U by at least a marginal amount. The Wii U sold, yes, the Wii U sold bad because gamepad. Now, I'm not telling Nintendo do not innovate, because if Nintendo did not innovate, it would have taken us this would have been like the first console to have joysticks. The N64 revolutionized the entire home console world with joysticks, like control sticks, C-sticks. So I'm not telling Nintendo to not innovate. Motion control was awesome, no matter how much people talk crap about it. Motion control was awesome. So when Nintendo innovates, it's a good thing. But the problem is, nowadays, people are playing their games on PS4, PC, and Xbox One because the Wii U's hardware is different, yes, but also because the Wii U is limiting itself. Xbox One, PC, and PS4. Now, PC obviously puts out the greatest performance because it can have better stuff in it. When you have an Xbox One or PS4, you're kind of limited, whereas with PCs, you can get really, really good PCs that run it extremely well, or just kind of good PCs that still run it well. But PC, PS4, and Xbox One have one thing in common: they have easier, I should say, to program stuff. They have a consistency in their graphics resolution, and they have a very consistent control scheme. I already pointed that out, but yeah. Whereas the Wii U, if you look over here, it does not put out as much as the Xbox One or PS4 or PC. It has a completely different controller that has to be programmed for. It requires a lot more data and a lot more assets, and it takes up a lot more stuff when you want to play multiplayer, because one person usually on most games has to play on the gamepad. So it just kind of takes away from everybody wanting to program on it. It takes way too much time, it takes way too much effort, way too much money, and is it really worth it? Because not a lot of people have that thing in their house. So now we get to the NX. Again, like I said, Nintendo, keep innovating. That's really the only reason this entire market's been staying afloat. That's the only reason you've been staying afloat for these last couple of years, is because you innovate. And I appreciate that. I like innovation. When something gets too boring, I will get up, go away, and do something new. If I get tired of FPSs, I'll go and play racing games or third-person shooters. Maybe I'll go play, like, party games. I don't know. When you get tired of something, you move on and do something else. Granted, with control schemes that are somewhat cohesive, it can go both ways. You can have something that, you know, you can use, get tired of, and then replace with something else, or you could have one cohesive design through multiple games and still be fine with it. So, what I'm trying to say, Nintendo, do not mess this up. Hardware in this day and age does count. People do want better hardware on their systems. People do want cohesive controls, and people want a reason for the innovation. Now this is my last shot at the Wii U right now. The reason I think the Wii U was a big turnoff for everybody was because the Wii U, the gamepad was really big and looked really funky, but other than the fact that certain games had certain things that you could do with the gamepad, there was no reason to have the gamepad. It could have just been replaced by a GameCube or a Wiimote. A GameCube controller or a Wiimote. In fact, the prototype gamepad was just two Wiimotes on the side of this little screen in the middle. So what I'm trying to say here is, Nintendo, keep doing what you're doing. Innovate, yes. Control sticks, C-sticks, motion control. Everything is a great idea. It's definitely an amazing idea. And things like ZL targeting with Z-targeting with Ocarina of Time. I used to call it Ocarina. It's apparently pronounced Ocarina. But with Ocarina of Time, Z-targeting, awesome innovation. C-sticks, awesome innovation. Motion control, awesome innovation. Two sticks. I honestly don't know if that's Nintendo, but whoever did it, awesome innovation. My point is, innovate. But don't pass up on the other things you can do. The Xbox One and PS4, yeah, they innovated. Well, maybe not the Xbox One, but the PS4 definitely. It had that big touchpad in the middle. It had a share button, which allowed you to easily share to any social media, including YouTube. So, innovate, for sure. Innovation is what keeps this industry afloat. But don't innovate at the cost of other things. The PS4 innovated a little bit in its design of the console itself, the design of the controller, the way the controller worked. But at the same time, it did not just pass up on the hardware either. The PS4's graphics are the best on the market right now. excluding the Xbox One S, PS4 Pro, PS4 Slim, and soon to be Xbox One Scorpio. But yeah, don't pass up on hardware. Don't pass up on opportunities. Nintendo, definitely. My main message right now, I know I've been repeating this like a broken record, but Nintendo, innovate. For sure, it's what makes this world go round, is innovation. But don't innovate at the cost of something else. Innovation should be done in line with something else. That is why most people are mad at the iPhone 7. It innovated for sure. It is probably like one of the first phones, smartphones, to have stereo sound, but at the cost of a headphone jack. I'm trying to think of something else actually. The Wii U. It had innovation in the gamepad, but at the cost of graphics. And the NX is starting, for me, it's looking like the same train wreck. So Nintendo, 3 things to take away right now. 3 things to take away at the end of this video. Please, Nintendo, if you ever watch this, and I'll get to this in a second, innovate. Don't skimp on the meat and potatoes. And the meat and potatoes just means, don't skimp on the hardware. And 3, market your system. For a system that's coming out in 6 months, we know absolutely nothing about it. Please tell us stuff about the NX very soon. Otherwise, really, you're getting no hype for the NX. Some people like me forgot it existed. Some people just don't care because they don't know enough about it. Nerds like me are definitely going to know everything about the NX that we can. But for the general consumer, people are not going to care if they don't know stuff. Second of all, go for it. Innovate. People do have a problem with adapters. Some people have a problem with adapters. But if you're going to make a hybrid console that has a 720p, regular screen, and then you can put it on a dock that makes it 1080p, that's fine, that's great. I'm okay with it. Innovate, yes, please. If you want to make the NX a hybrid controller, if you want to make the NX a hybrid console, go right ahead. Nothing against you. I would love a hybrid console. I would love to see how that actually plays. That sounds like a really neat idea. But last of all, do not innovate at the cost of something else. Innovate, make it a hybrid console, make it whatever you want it, make it virtual reality for all I care. But don't make it virtual reality at the cost of being really, really, really bad, hardware-wise. And I said I would get to it in a sec. Nintendo is a huge multi-million-dollar company. They're not going to listen to some kid with 150 subscribers. So anybody that watches this video, anybody that has the same ideology as me, anybody that has the same ideology, anybody who has more things to add to this, go right ahead. First of all, I want to know what you have to add to this. Put it in the comment section below. But for anybody who wants to add to this, anybody who wants to make this known to Nintendo that we want some more, and we're not asking for anything unreasonable, to make it known to Nintendo that we want a little more, to make it known to Nintendo these are our problems with this system. Please share this with Nintendo. Please get it out to them. I'm not doing this for views and for notice me, okay? I monetize my videos. I don't even get paid for it. I do it just because I can. And also because YouTube's little algorithm just supports monetized videos more than non-monetized videos. But, yeah, if you can somehow get this video to Nintendo, please spread the message. Nintendo, we love you. Even if you're not a Nintendo fanboy, you still probably love Nintendo. and I personally don't want to see you come out of this market, but you're going on that path that the Wii U went on again, and I don't want to see another Wii U. So guys, in short with that, please tell Nintendo that we have these issues. Try to resolve them. I know we only have 6 months of development before this thing hits shelves, but please fix these things. If you can do it in a patch, I'm okay with it. But please fix these things. These are things that need to be fixed. Well, not need to be, yes, need to be actually. If you want to sell your system, they need to be fixed. And yeah, these are things that we just really need. If you want the NX to succeed, you really need these things. So guys, in short, Nintendo, if you're watching this, thank you for watching this. Please, please fix this stuff with the NX. Other people who are watching this, if you passed on this news to Nintendo, thank you a lot. Like this video if you like this video and agree with all of the things I had to say. Comment below on if there's anything else you'd like to add, or maybe something that you'd like to rebut or argue with. I probably won't respond to it, but if I get time, I will. Subscribe for alerts when new videos come out, including videos like this, which I talk to the camera, have a nice discussion, whatever. Live streams, gaming videos, whatever, a ton of random stuff I do here on this channel. And share with your friends to promote bad YouTubers such as myself, and share with your friends to also tell Nintendo this message. Hashtag make Nintendo great again. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. It's 9:43, so yeah, alright, so in short guys, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I am the PowerPoint Gamer, and my lights are out.